Hello everyone and welcome to Indie Voice. Today we're looking at mobile games. This one in particular I'm going to tell you about is highly unusual for the fact that you can turn people into vampires. The question is, when and what will happen if you continue making your fellow teammates into vampires or keep them as human beings? Man or vampire? The story begins in a world where dead souls gather. The end of paradise is imminent because of a wandering evil known as vampires, ruling over the frontiers, and only the king of the paradise can save it from this imminent crisis. My personal opinion is that this game is a big dungeon crawler, third person, has an addictive dark tale where people can change into vampires by your choosing, since your main character is very special because they're half vampires. So every time you empower one of your teammates, they become stronger. This game has been really well developed, very unique mechanics and all-out design. Very beautiful also. Now the features of this game: various dungeons are procedurally generated. Exploration is very critical in this game because everything in this dungeon is very important to armor, to weapons, to power-ups, to skills. There's a lot inside dungeons that you need to continuously look around to make sure that you have everything needed for your adventure. Warning, there is the big giant boss that is wandering around. It comes out randomly. You don't see it from a distance unless you get to a certain level of the dungeon where it will show up. Now the recruiting companions, this is where it gets really special. So if you notice from past RTS games where you get to negotiate or have a conversation with the recruiting allies that you would like to acquire, you have to have the right type of class that matches theirs, or they have enough negotiation points to negotiate with the person that you're trying to recruit into your team. The level 5-star ones are pretty much the hardest ones to get, but that means they are worth more to have on your team, which you can negotiate the prices on how you can get them down by using your crystals, or you can use the regular money that you gain throughout your dungeon crawling adventures. With the training your companions, becoming stronger through specific contents that include the affinity, the monster element, and the party's research. Now the party's research is also very important because that helps you use your abilities in certain terrains, helping combining with allies. There's a lot of stuff that goes into the party's research and the monster element and the affinity, which makes the game really unique. Now the developing the main character is another very mechanic of man or vampire. The main character is exceptional with between both vampire and human, which I mentioned before. You can change your character's job anytime, learning special skills and empowering your team. The one part they left out is that you can change your teammates into vampires to level yourself up, which every time you do, so if you get a level 5-star character and you bite them, you can change their levels to their max, or at least up to a point where it's decent enough for you to work with. These characters do become immortal. I say choose wisely which ones you make into a vampire, because I'm not sure what's going to happen if you keep them all as vampires. They could either turn on you or something along those lines. But it is a very interesting mechanic to allow yourself to get stronger with each bite and take-in that you have with your allies and making them into vampires. Pros are procedurally generated dungeons. Every time it's a very new experience, great storyline, well-designed levels, not a pay to win, which is very important, special kind of RTS, a new experience, like I said, each time that you go into a dungeon. Now there are some cons, which are RTS isn't for everybody. It's understandable. Some hiccups with the beginning launch of Man or Vampire. Progress can seem a bit slow, and gear is a bit hard to acquire. This game does have its faults. The server did have an issue with Global 5, which was deleted and a hard reset, but it was smoothed out after the entire situation was over. Now it is a very well done, well put out game. I say don't listen to people that keep saying that it's a pay to win, because honestly this game and some others that I've reviewed before are not a pay to win. You can easily earn these characters just by continuously playing the game over and letting the dungeons and auto playing and let it do what it has to do. Honestly, this game is something that must be downloaded with its exciting mechanics, smooth and simple gameplay, something that not many games have accomplished, but this game is definitely worth your time. The rating I'm going to give this game is a must download That means yes, please play this. This is really good. It's available for the iOS and Android. Links in the description. Keep being awesome, keep playing awesome games, and I'll see you next time.